Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Thanks for joining me for voting video number 338 in the incredible Mandela Effect voting video series here on the Moneybag 73 channel. I have got an incredible Mandela Effect for you today. Hold on to your hats. Make sure you're strapped in. This is crazy. The research for this was just off the charts. Craziness. I can't wait to bring this to you. So let's get into it. I'm going to do this as fast as I can. Please stick with me until I get through the newspaper articles. This is just going to totally blow your mind. So this here is Frosty the Snowman, 50th anniversary ornament. This is how I remember Frosty here. Here we have a video projecting 10-foot Frosty the Snowman. So they have a huge blow-up Frosty. It plays clips from the classic '69 cartoon on his belly. The giant snowman springs to life from a built-in electric air pump that inflates him in minutes, complete with his old silk hat and red scarf. But now you're seeing images of how the 1969 cartoon is now in this reality. So here they have recreated Frosty with his silk hat and red scarf, and they're showing images from the '69 movie that I watched every Christmas. I'm sure many of you watched as children every single Christmas. 50 years. This is iconic. This is such an iconic figure for Christmas time. But look at Frosty. Look at the projection on Frosty's stomach. This is the Frosty that you have in the '69 movie now. This is just totally crazy. Look at this. Look at this Kurt Adler 10-inch Frosty the Snowman Nutcracker. If you come down here, features Frosty based on the 1969 TV special. Okay, so this gets really complex. So stick with me. Please stick with me until we get to the newspaper articles. This is just totally crazy. So Frosty the Snowman with the little pink flower and the red scarf and the broomstick and the corncob pipe, right? Right? And here we have him here on these glasses. Okay, now things start to change up a little bit. Here's the same little girl from the '69 special. But we have a green and red striped scarf this time on this coloring book. And this is how many people recall the scarf. Me thinking back, I recall a red scarf, but it could have been red and green. I don't know. But I know I recall a scarf because he looks naked to me now, and I'm going to show you that here in a minute. He just looks like he just looks naked. I mean, it looks so wrong. And I think a lot of you are going to agree with me. If you agree with me, please thumb this video up in the spirit of voting and thumb it down if you believe that in the '69 special, he had no scarf. First making appearance on television in 1950 in black and white, Frosty the Snowman had a scarf in the TV show. There was another one made in 1976, and I'm going to be showing you that here shortly. So let's move along. Here's the red and green. Here's Mr. Hinkle, Professor Hinkle, and the rabbit. A lot of people remember a red and green scarf. Paul Coker Jr. is the artist. We're going to be getting into the newspaper articles here in a minute. This is the artist. Here's a depiction of his from, I believe, 2013, a drawing. He drew him with the striped scarf. This, to me, looks like a drawing from the '76 movie, television show that was made, where he was also the artist in the '76 television show. The Simpsons recall a green and red striped scarf. This is from the Simpsons show. You know, the Simpsons share so many of our memories with the pre-Mandela affected changes that we all have memories of. So if you just go through Frosty the Snowman, 1969, red scarf, it's all over the place. You know, this is what's recalled. Now, there's some things where it'll come up with green and red, and it'll come up with no scarf. I wanted to show you here. So here he is here, no scarf. All right, now Please make sure you're holding on to your hat. No pun intended. This is going to get deep. Now, reminiscing with the creator of Frosty the Snowman. So Coker, 72 years old, working in New York as an illustrator at Mad Magazine, when he was introduced to producer Arthur Rankin, half of Rankin Bass, the partnership responsible for Frosty the Snowman. Okay. So it talks here about Coker explains how he came on board the project. Quote, Arthur sent me the script and the story was good. Although I'd heard the song, I'd never seen the book. So I came up with the concept of a jolly snowman, put a top hat on him with a little flower in the hat band, a corncob pipe, coal eyes. I added a scarf. That's right. He says he added a scarf and broom to give him human-like characteristics. So here we have the scarf and the broom, right? I mean, what? Come on, this is crazy. Another newspaper article. The man who drew Frosty the Snowman. Let's get into this one. This is a different interview. Quote, a snowman is a snowman. It's a simple character. The song says hat, pipe, etc. You follow what the song says. I added a few elements, a scarf, broom, just things that might help the animators make it more human-like, easier to make it move, Coker said. All right? So he's talking about the 1969 movie. But this is just mind-blowing. Animator made icon of Frosty. So this is a 2001 newspaper. And it talks about Frosty's a pretty simple character, Coker said. The round ball, repeated a couple of times, then legs and arms. It really is an easy kind of character to draw. And then in order to make it a little more animatable and human, you put on a hat and scarf. Okay? So this is the animator. You know, he first drew Frosty for 1969 television special that turned into a button-nosed snowman, into a seasonal cultural icon. I don't know. This is just mind-blowing. This is totally mind-blowing. Here we have an image from the 1969 movie where he was the animator. He drew this Frosty with no scarf. There's no scarf. Frosty has lost his scarf. What do we have here? Please thumb this up if you agree with me. If you recall Frosty the Snowman with a scarf. I'm going to be showing you right here. I'm going to be showing you what he looks like in the 1969 movie now. I'm sorry. There was just so much information. I'm sorry I couldn't just bring this to you real quickly. So, I'm sorry. I'm just kind of jumping around here. Here we go. Frosty the Snowman has always been one of the most well-known holiday movies of all time. I watch it every year, right along with some of the others in our review. The voice of Jackie Vernon is a the image is a fantastic of the character of Frosty the Snowman. 1969 film. A group of young school-age children have the day off from school, and in deciding to build a snowman and add a scarf, a pipe, a corncob nose, and they don't realize that they aren't going to have any ordinary snow day. So here we have talking about the scarf with clearly no scarf and the image presented. Now here we go. I'll play a tiny little clip here just to bring back some memories.
What will we call him? Yeah, shall we call him Harold?
Bruce?
Nah. Christopher Robin? Oh, no.
Whoa, what?
Oatmeal? Oatmeal? How
Okay, so I'm just going to go through here. There's Professor Hinkle. Nowhere in the 1969 movie does Frosty have a scarf. Nowhere. It's not present at all. Oh, what's that? Now that's odd. It falls right... Now that's not in the movie. That's just something added on the end there. I didn't see that. That's crazy because the movie ends. Let me see. Here he is. He just looks naked. That's not the Frosty that I recall. It looks wrong. It's foreign, just like all the other changes. So, all right. I don't know why that was on the end there. I want to make sure to point out these other things. There was a 1976 Frosty's Winter Wonderland where he has this scarf. And there's lots of memorabilia and ornaments with this scarf. Coker was also the illustrator of this movie. Nowhere do you find Frosty without a scarf. Now here's that same scarf again from the 76 movie. Nowhere do you find... Now listen to this. This woman, you don't even know what she's talking about.
Christmas tree. This is the Hallmark keepsake ornament, Frosty Comes to Life. And it's based on the 1969 Frosty the Snowman animated TV special that airs on CBS every holiday season. In the movie, a mean magician loses his hat, but...
All right, so it's based on according to her. Now that to me looks like it's based on the 1976. Here is Paul Coker Jr. drawing Frosty. Now the Frosty's drawing looks like from the 76 film. It has the scarf from the 76 film. Nowhere in my research do I read that Coker did not put a scarf on the 69 Frosty, chose to only put it on the 76. Nowhere. In all those, I read about 4 or 5 different newspaper articles talking about the 1969 movie, and in every one, he's quoted when he's asked questions, I put the scarf and I put the hat, and I put the hat, or I put the broom, whatever. He says scarf in every one of them. It's just totally crazy. So that looks like from the 76. The red scarf. Do you recall a red scarf? Red and green scarf. Do you recall no scarf? I recall a red scarf. But I wouldn't bet on the fact there's a red scarf. Now here he is with Frosty with no scarf. And he's got the scarf here. But really what does it for me are these newspaper articles. That's what really did it for me. And the fact that Frosty just looks bizarre and just like he's naked. I mean, he looks like the scarf was like his clothing or something. I don't know. It just looks wrong to me. What do you think? This is just totally crazy. Here he is. Look at this. This is a little girl from the 76. I went and double checked and I'm like, well, maybe, the kids look a little different in the 76. I'm sorry, I misspoke. I meant the 69 animated TV special. The kids look different in the 76. So I went and looked and I'm like, no, she's from the 69. Look at this is crazy. This coloring book. But they got this scarf on them, a red and green one. So they're not depicting this scarf, which is in the 76. This is just so crazy, everyone. This was one of the craziest videos I've researched. You got this scarf from the 76 animated special. And then you got this scarf from the 69 one that does not exist anymore. But tons of people remember this scarf. Like myself, looks better to me than the striped one. But in actuality, and in this reality, there is no scarf. And never has been. So stick that in your corn pipe and smoke it. I don't know, man. This is just bizarre as heck. This is so crazy. Now go create the reality that you want. I'll talk to everybody soon.